Prologue. The stars had always been quiet. Until they weren't. In 2234, Earth made first contact. Not with diplomats, not with curiosity, but with fire. The Zarkari, a machine-flesh hybrid race, descended upon humanity not to talk, but to conquer. Planets fell before them like dominoes. Jupiter's moons became launch pads. Mars turned red again, but this time from blood, not dust. They didn't come to negotiate. They came to erase. Chapter 1: The night New York died. The city's sky glowed red like a second sunrise. But this light didn't bring warmth. It brought death. In Times Square, people had once danced, laughed, and cursed traffic. Now they ran. Some without limbs, some without hope, as the Zarkari mothership pierced the clouds and unleashed a sonic pulse that shattered glass and ruptured lungs. Sergeant Alyssa Reeves stood atop a ruined truck, gripping a pulse rifle. Blood dripped from her shoulder, but her voice remained iron. Fall back. Get to the sublevels. We regroup underground. The last of her squad hesitated. Then a Zarkari drone landed, its legs stabbing the pavement. It released a plasma burst that incinerated the building behind her. Without waiting, Reeve fired back, screaming as the recoil nearly dislocated her arm. The drone screeched and exploded. Her squad obeyed. They ran. Chapter 2: Project Last Echo. Beneath what remained of Denver, in an old NORAD facility, a secret plan was unfolding. General Richard Langley, once a forgotten voice in a forgotten war, now stood as Earth's last military commander. "They're not invincible," he growled, voice echoing through the command center. "We've taken down 2 dreadnoughts. We found a weakness, and now we exploit it." The room was silent, except for the tapping of keyboards and the occasional tremor from above. "What's the status of the Echo protocol?" Langley asked. A tech officer stood. "The AI is online, sir. We're ready to launch the counteroffensive, if the operatives survive long enough to deliver it." Langley's jaw clenched. Then God help them. Chapter 3: Reeves' Journey. Reeves' team had made it to Colorado. Barely. Her squad was down to 5. An engineer, a medic, 2 rookies, and herself. They moved through burned-out fields and craters, avoiding Zarkari patrols. At night, the stars no longer twinkled. They watched. "Why us?" Rookie Morales asked as they huddled in a collapsed farmhouse. Reeve didn't blink. "Because we're still breathing. That's the only qualification that matters now." They didn't sleep. None of them really slept anymore. Nightmares were no longer dreams. They were memories. Chapter 4: The Enemy We Never Understood. The Zarkari were not just conquerors. They were rewriters of worlds. Each destroyed city left behind a strange humming tower, a structure that emitted frequencies that melted human technology and warped biology. Animals grew third eyes. Plants rotted and bled. Part 2: The Line That Wouldn't Break. They came at us in waves. The sky above the Amazon turned into a blistering hellfire. Red tracer rounds from human anti-air guns streaked upward into the black silhouettes of descending Valkyrie dropships. From our bunkers we saw them land, huge beetle-shaped carriers splitting open like rotten fruit, releasing armored Valkyrie warriors with clawed limbs and anti-grav suits. They thought the jungle would slow us down. They were wrong. Captain Sawyer knelt behind a scorched palm, blood dripping from his temple. Beside him, Sergeant Rico flicked his wrist to check the drones. 6 more pods just dropped 2 clicks west. Looks like another pincer formation. "Let him come," Sawyer growled, raising his battered rifle. "We're not done yet." The jungle had been burning for hours, but the humans held. The hidden teeth of Earth. When the Valkyrie struck our core cities, they expected total collapse. What they didn't count on was our stubbornness. Our backup networks were hidden underground, protected by the same people who had once tunneled through mountains to lay fiber for Google and Tesla. Coders turned into signal jammers. Gamers became drone pilots. And in the heart of Nevada, under what used to be a Walmart distribution center, Command Delta buzzed with plans. "Operation Ash Rain is green," said Director Page, cold and focused. "Deploy swarm clusters to reinforce the Amazon line. Phase 2 in 12 hours. In orbit, the Valkyrie admiral sneered. Their resistance is sentimental, primitive. They still use gunpowder. But even as he spoke, human satellites began detonating, blinding the Valkyrie scanners with EMP bursts. We had learned. Ghost units. In the mountains of Norway, small human squads were outfitted with next-gen stealth armor, powered by a hybrid of salvaged Valkyrie tech and human ingenuity. They were invisible to radar and impossible to track through heat signatures. We called them ghost units. Lieutenant Carabelle led one such team. Target is a Valkyrie power core in Sector 4, she whispered. No mistakes, her second whispered back. They slid through the ruins like shadows, cutting the Valkyrie apart before alarms could be raised. Not one human casualty. The mission was a message. We were not prey. The turning point. Antarctica. The Valkyrie had built their central command post beneath Antarctica's surface, arrogantly assuming the cold wasteland would hide them. What they didn't know, our species had already conquered that place long ago with nothing but tents and stubborn scientists. A coalition force from 5 continents converged on the ice. The operation was called White Ember. It included American Arctic wolves, French cryodivers, Indian drone operators, Brazilian flamesuits, Ukrainian resistance fighters. Beneath the Aurora, our tanks rumbled across ice sheets while jet-black mechs emerged from deep-sea vessels. The Valkyrie defenses shattered within 18 hours. Their